Hi, Jason Knott with CePro, and today I'm talking about wellness with Anthony Antolino, Chief Marketing Officer at Delos. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Jason, how are you doing? Good to be with you today.
So Delos has been on the forefront of bringing wellness to the custom installation community, really by far the leader with your Darwin platform. Can you tell us about the Darwin platform?
Yeah, of course. And it's a very timely conversation, right? Because Darwin is a home wellness platform. And what it is a combination of hardware and software. The software is informed by over 8 years of research that the company has been doing around how we merge the building science and the health science. And for the residential sector, it's how we use those insights to bring software that we've created based out of that research and have that software talk to third-party products to create healthier environments in the homes that we're living in. Now, given the current pandemic, we're spending almost all of our time in our homes. The prior statistic was that we were spending 90% of our time indoors, just as a modern society. But now, given the pandemic over the past number of months, that statistic obviously has gone up, but also instead of that 90% being made up of the home, the office, a hotel, what have you, it's really been all of our time spent, or most of our time spent, in our homes. So this is a really interesting time for Delos to bring all of our science forward and to help accelerate how we can make homes healthier for people using our Darwin home wellness platform.
Right, you touched on some of the changes that have occurred since the onset of the coronavirus pandemic. What have you seen in terms of interest and demand for wellness in general?
That is the big question, right? So for Delos, because we've been doing this for 8 years and our residential platform launched in late 2018, for us, we see it as an exclamation point on everything that we've been thinking about over the course of that time. But for the mass market, regardless of socioeconomics, right? So this is about all demographics. What has happened as a result of the pandemic is that the learning curve has completely disappeared. We as consumers have had to, out of necessity, become experts on what's going on in our home, right? We're now thinking about terms like hand hygiene. That was not a term we used before. A viral transmission. These were not concerns that we had before. Pathogens in the air and how far droplets can linger in the air or can travel as a result of a cough or a sneeze or just talking, what have you. What the risks are for bringing those contaminants into our homes, on the bottom of our shoes, on our groceries. All of these things, these were not things that modern society, particularly in the United States, we did not have to worry about them. So as a result, consumers have had to become fast experts on things like indoor air quality and the effects that it has on ourselves and our families. The effects that lighting and sleep-wake cycles can have on our stress levels, our anxiety levels, as a result, our immune health and our immune function and things of that nature. And so for Delos, all of those societal concerns have led to a rapid increase in demand for our home wellness solutions.
And we've seen it on the integrator side too. We just completed our CePro wellness deep dive study. We asked integrators what percentage of their projects over the next 12 months or since the pandemic are going to include wellness, and the results were staggering. They almost double. They're predicting 39% of their projects will have some sort of a wellness element, and it was at 19% before, or 20%. So we're seeing it on the integrator side too. So talking about
probably increases over time, right? If you look at the heat map of the country, the infection rate is staggering. And as time goes on, I would venture to say that 39% will continue to go up because more and more consumers are going to say, hey, what can I do? What's available to me to help me live better and healthier in my home because I'm going to be stuck here.
Right. And what's great is a lot of the control manufacturers in the custom installation space have some of the wellness elements built into their programming now. So they're kind of being force-fed, and the integrators are really kind of taking that to heart. Speaking of that, what emerging technologies in that wellness realm do you think integrators should become most familiar with?
The number one technology I think they should be focusing on is air filtration. The quality of air and the remediation of contaminants and particulates in the air has an enormous effect on our ability to stay healthy right now. So if somebody is asymptomatic with COVID and they're in their home, we can just be transmitting by interacting with our family. If somebody is actually sick and we know they're sick, well then how do they quarantine in the home? Do they take one room in the home and that's kind of the sick room? And how does that happen? And then what can the rest of the family be doing to help provide for a cleaner air environment? There are technologies that are in the marketplace that are driven by science. And for Delos, everything that we recommend, whether it's in our suite of products and services that we offer to the dealers and to the integrators broadly, or whether it's the science and information that we publish, which I encourage everyone to go to any one of our sites, delos.com or Well Living Lab, what have you. We publish a lot of information independent of selling services. And this is just a byproduct of all of the research that we continue to do. So there's great information there. I encourage everyone to use it. But air purification can have an immediate impact on our health, as we all know. So I would say focus on becoming a better expert on air purification technologies. Not all air purification is created equal. There are different air purification systems that can remediate different particle sizes. And particularly in the face of a pandemic, if you're going to take the time and make the investment to put a system into someone's home, you really want to make sure that you're addressing the needs and the concerns of the consumer and putting the right system in there to satisfy their concerns.
So you mentioned your website as a reference for education for indoor air quality and some of these other wellness solutions. What sort of training should an integrator be looking to achieve or earn in order to become that wellness expert?
Well, Delos has a fantastic dealer training program. We've had it underway for about a year and a half now. It's a great one-day program. We're doing it virtually now, obviously, since we can't host. We have two offices where we do this, one in our LA office, one in our New York City global headquarters, but we're now doing virtual training. So we have two parts to the day. One is on the sales and marketing side, understanding what the value proposition is, why Delos is different from just being a commodity supplier of parts. That's not what we do. We actually have used and built our entire value proposition based on what science tells us. So it's what science tells us about remediation of contaminants in the air. It's about what science tells us about exposure to artificial light and how we can use circadian lighting to improve health outcomes. It's about what science tells us on purifying water that's specifically problematic to a geography. And it's how we can bring all of those together into an ecosystem and use the home as a catalyst to help improve health outcomes for people. It's all of those things, right? And then it's the second half of the day is the technical training. So it's a deep dive into the technology that is Darwin, which is the intelligence part of our system. And then it's full knowledge training on the subsystems, which are all third-party systems that we would recommend for the dealers to bring into their customers' homes. So again, it's a really comprehensive, very well thought out program. As of today, we've got over 50 dealers that have been trained. We encourage everyone to reach out to us on the website, sign up for training. We'll help empower you. It's a great value add service that's a very timely and relevant service that you can take to your customers for programs that are in your windshield for the forwards. But one of the things that I think is really important from an opportunity perspective for the integrators is to take a look at the customers that they've been servicing in the past. And maybe they're not in the cycle of doing a remodel or a technology upgrade in that home. Well, when you have a solution that is wellness-based, like our Darwin system, you can take a look back at your existing install base and you can do a retargeting initiative and offer that to all of your customers. It's cost effective, it's easy to implement, it can be done on a retrofit basis or on a new construction basis, either or. So it's fast, it's easy, it's cost effective, and it can be done in a very modular way, wherein you can do activation, say, just in the primary living spaces like master bedroom and open space living room, dining room type of thing, or you can activate the entire home depending on how the different residences are being utilized. So there's a lot to unpack there. We help make it easy. The business and revenue model is fantastic. It's a good revenue, incremental revenue opportunity for our dealers. We encourage everybody to sign up to become a dealer.
Let me ask you one piece of advice that I think a lot of integrators will probably want to know. We've seen this in the security space, for example, when integrators who are primarily control and AV in their name, their company name, and then they add security. And a lot of times their customer base says, well, I didn't know you offered that. Should there be some sort of a branding element that integrators who typically have company names and company focuses that are focused on audio, video, automation to really let the customer know they have that wellness solution at hand?
Yeah, I love that question. And to that very point, Delos has created a Delos Home Wellness mark that our integrator partners can utilize on all of their marketing assets. So whether it's literally like on the side of their truck with a magnet, or whether it's on their website and their collateral or what have you, it is an easy and recognizable way for them to bring something forward to their customers, to let them know that they are skilled and trained and are in the wellness offering space without having to do too much effort. So if somebody hits their website, boom, it can be there in a really fast and effective way, and helps qualify that, they've not kind of invented this themselves, but they're partnered with the leader in the space, a company that is partnered with major institutions over the course of 8 years and spent an enormous amount of time and capital proving the thesis that indoor spaces can have a positive effect on health outcomes.
Let me ask you one last question. You touched on a lot of this ecosystem, the indoor air quality, the human-centric lighting, water quality purification. It really seems wellness is an evolving area, though. It really is never ending. How close are you to bringing that complete ecosystem of wellness, or will it never end? You'll always be evolving.
I think it'll always be evolving, and that's the beauty of technology. The rate of change of technology in modern society is astonishing. And as companies in lighting, in air purification, in water-based technologies, in comfort technologies, and so on, in wearables, right, in sensor technology, as they continue to advance, we're able to continue to bring our research into technology, into better algorithms and better insights and predictive coaching and tips or what have you, so that we can help each individual improve their health outcomes. So I think it's a flywheel. It will continue to evolve to the benefit of the consumer, as long as companies like Delos and others continue to reinvest their time, their capital, and their expertise in using technology to the benefit of people. And that's another conversation for another time, because technology is not always used for the benefit of humanity. But we are a socially driven company. We're only successful as a company if we're able to help millions and millions of people. So it's a really exciting opportunity for us to be able to help bring this narrative forward, to help bring this offering forward to the CePro listener and customer base. So we appreciate the opportunity to even be here and speak with you about it.
Yeah, I can't think of anything more timely than what we've been talking about. So Anthony Antolino with Delos, thanks for joining CePro today.
Thanks for having me. It was great to be with you.